2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 crack commandments. One, 2, 3, 4. Man, can't tell me nothing about this coke. Can't tell me nothing about this crack, this weed, and my hustling niggas. Niggas on the corner, I ain't forget you niggas. My triple B niggas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. It's rules to the shit. I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get your game on track. Not your wig pushed back. Rule number uno. Never let no one know how much dough you hold. Cause you know that try to breed jealousy, especially if that man fucked up. Get your ass stuck up. Number 2, never let them know your next move. Don't you know bad boys move in silence and violence? Take it from your highness. I just squeeze mad clips at these cats for they bricks and chips. Number 3, never trust nobody. Your mama set that ass up, properly gassed up, hoodie and masked up. For that fast buck, she be laying in the bushes to light that ass up. Number 4, know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply. Number 5, never sell no crack where you rest at. I don't care if they want an ounce, tell them bounce. Number 6, that goddamn credit, get it. You think a crackhead paying you back, shit, forget it. 7, this rule is so underrated. Keep your family and business completely separated. Money and blood don't mix like 2 dicks and no bitch. Find yourself in serious shit. Number 8, never keep no weight on you. Them cats that squeeze your guns can hold jumps too. Number 9 should have been number 1 to me. If you ain't getting back, stay the fuck from police. If niggas think you're snitching, they ain't trying to listen. They be sitting in your kitchen, waiting to start hitting. Number 10, a strong word called consignment. Strictly for live men, not for freshmen. If you ain't got the clientele, say hell no. Cause they gon' want their money, rain, sleet, hell snow. Follow these rules, you'll have mad bread to break up. If not, 24 years on the wake up. Slug hit your temple, watch your frame shake up. Caretaker did your makeup. When you pass, your girl fuck my man Jacob.
So I just laid out the bag. It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long is
I'm dealing with gun violence.
What do you think about Hunter's
Because
iPhone backup?
make no mistake. Sit down, you'll hear what I have to say.
What do you think about Hunter, your son? There's a video of him arguing with a hooker about how much crack he has. What do you think about that, Mr. President?
Okay? Because make no mistake about it.
Fox News alert, Hunter Biden could face federal sex trafficking charges for transporting prostitutes across state lines. Documents and videos obtained by the Daily Mail show Hunter paying to bring the hookers hundreds of miles to his hotel. This all happened during a 5-month, $30,000 sex binge where Hunter wrote false checks disguised as medical payments to pay for prostitutes. Some of it financed by his father, Joe. Here's the story. Back in 2018, while Hunter was staying in a swanky $700 a night room in New York, he was looking for a good time, so he hit up his go-to supplier to see what girls were available. Moments later, Hunter's buying 3 tickets for prostitutes on Amtrak. Ironically, it's the same rail line his father rode to work on. The girls sent videos of themselves on the train to Hunter to let him know they're on the way. And once they arrived there was an orgy which Hunter filmed. Of course, because there isn't a crime Hunter hasn't filmed. So by paying to transport escorts from Boston to New York, Hunter may have violated the Mann Act, which makes it a felony to transport individuals for the purpose of prostitution. R. Kelly was actually convicted of violating the Mann Act, but then again, R. Kelly isn't the president's son.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
This all comes as hackers claim they've penetrated into Hunter's iPhone. They released all sorts of stuff across the internet over the weekend. Primetime isn't legally able to broadcast material like this at this time, but what we've seen so far is disturbing and involves very personal and financial and family information. Our president's open to the kind of blackmail that could put our whole country at risk. What we can show you is this unreleased video, though.
So I just laid out the bag. 2.06.
2.07. We got the bag.
So how long is...
So this is interesting because taking down crack users used to be Joe Biden's #1 priority.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice.
With all of this floating around, why does the CIA even allow Hunter Biden at the White House? Well, probably for the same reason the CIA covered up the laptop as Russian disinformation in order to rig the election.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, and verse 23. And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. All right, before I continue, let me start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teaching, of course, where I learned this truth. All right, finna get into a morning lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying. All right, and it's gonna be dealing with these Edomites, all right, so-called white man. And as you've seen so far, I've showed you the ruler of the city, all right, Creepy Joe and his crackhead son Hunter, all right. And you know what I'm saying? These devils are divided. You seen the Fox News. Jesse Waters dude, all right, basically, you know what I'm saying, air this president out, air this president out for the devil that he is, all right, the deceiver, all right, just, you know what I'm saying, in 1991, this same nigga, Creepy Joe Biden, all right, was talking about locking you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans up for having a, you know what I'm saying, a piece of crack, but here it is, his son is an open crack user, all right. You know what I'm saying? The irony of things, all right? And a lot of you niggas voted for that damn devil, all right? 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites of the Bible, you voted for that devil. You went down to Egypt. You cast your vote for the same devil that was making laws to cast you in prison, putting drugs in your neighborhood, fucking up your community, all right? And here it is, 30 years later, his son is on the same shit. Irony of things. All right, but let's get into this lesson. All right, so again, I read the scripture. You're seeing Satan fall from his heaven. All right, Satan is the so-called white man. All right, which he is not white, he is red. All right, let's go to Sirach chapter 10. All right, this is Sirach 10, starting at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And the ruler of this city, you know what I'm saying, Babylon, the whore that sitteth upon the nations, all right, is Creepy Joe Biden, all right. He's the modern day Pharaoh of Babylon, all right, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, America, all right. Verse 3, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. All right. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. All right, Yahweh Shai is coming back soon, all right? And you Edomites are going into captivity, all right? And I got another clip I'm gonna show you, all right, showing you these Edomites as well. and just how they live in the city in which they rule. All right, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not where, then who is it? All right, it's Esau. 2nd Ezra 6:9, for Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right, so we're in the age of the Edomite. All right, and then we're seeing the Edomite fall. All right, we're seeing Lucifer fall out of heaven. All right, he's falling out of rulership. All right, we're seeing Satan cast out Satan. You know what I'm saying? We'll try to. All right, he can't. All right, the devils are gonna fall together. All right, all of you red dragons. So let's roll into the next clip. Come back with some more scriptures, and Lord willing, this be edifying.
Claims that she got sick after simply picking up money she found in a McDonald's. But News Channel 5's Jennifer Krause found not everyone is convinced that's what really happened.
I honestly thought I was, going to die.
Renee Parsons says she'd stopped with her family at the Bellevue McDonald's at the corner of Highway 70 and Old Hickory Boulevard Sunday afternoon. She then stepped just inside the restaurant to wait while her husband used the restroom.
When I walked in the McDonald's, there was a $1 bill on the ground.
And what happened next is now detailed in a Facebook post that's been shared more than 160,000 times. In her now viral post, Parsons describes how she picked up the $1 bill and put it in her pocket, later pulling it back out to show her husband.
And we got in the van, and as we started pulling away, it just hit me.
Parsons says she felt really weird, numb, and it became hard to talk, even breathe.
It just continued to get worse and escalate, and I grabbed my husband's arm and said, "Please help me. It won't stop."
Her husband says he drove as fast as he could to the nearest hospital, going more than 95 miles an hour down Highway 70 to St. Thomas.
She looked dead, is how she looked. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. I mean, she was pale and completely unconscious.
Justin Parsons says both he and his eldest son then started feeling odd and tingly too. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Parsons was out of it for several hours. Justin is now convinced his wife had a reaction to some sort of drug. He thinks fentanyl on that $1 bill she picked up.
I worked in law enforcement for 10 or 12 years, and I observed a couple incidents like this.
And in fact, just last month, the Giles County Sheriff posted this warning after the Perry County Sheriff reported 2 separate incidents there of folded $1 bills that were laced with meth and fentanyl. But the Metro police officer who was called to the ER told his supervisors he did not believe she'd been exposed to fentanyl because she did not need Narcan to be resuscitated, and preliminary tests at the hospital did not show any drugs in her system. Still,
I firmly believe this was some kind of exposure. I'm not
Parsons
sure.
is now warning people not to pick up money, while her husband says he'll never forget how their quick stop in Nashville turned into a trip to the hospital.
Thank God we made it there safe, and most importantly, I thank God that my wife's still here with me. So,
Jennifer Krause, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Jennifer. Now, we did talk with a doctor tonight who specializes in addiction medicine. He told us he doesn't think this case had anything to do with fentanyl. Says it's extremely unlikely that anyone would experience an overdose or even symptoms simply by touching something like a $1 bill. Meanwhile, Parsons says she's feeling much better now, and after she was released from the hospital yesterday, the family continued on to Dallas for a conference.
None can stay in this body. None can stay in this body. In Jesus' name. Everyone, out of her. Out of her now. Out of her now. Out of her. Out of her now. Out now. Out. Out of her now. Out of her now. Out. Get out. Get out. Every last one must go now. Everyone must go. Everyone. Everyone must go. Go. Leave her now. Leave her now. Leave her now. Leave her. Leave her now.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Alright, so as you can see, these people are through. Alright, this is the nation that's ruling this earth, and they're fucking finished. Alright, I showed you the clips, and that's how they're living. Alright, in their rulership. Alright, you got the first Edomite woman, she's lying. Her husband and son clearly know she's lying. Alright, when she's speaking, the husband is looking up with his red head and his red face. And the son is looking down because they know their mother is a liar. Alright, she's addicted to drugs. Alright, in his kingdom, Esau is addicted to drugs. Alright, his birth rates are falling, he's falling, his woman is an absolute demon. It's finished. Alright, you know what I'm saying? They were ashamed of that woman. Alright, and even they said it at the end of the clip. It said that a doctor even came out and said, alright, that's highly unlikely what she's saying happened, alright? You know what I'm saying? These are the people who are ruling, and they're falling. As the manner of the man that's ruling the city is, such as all that dwell therein. These are his people, just like his son is, they are, alright? You seen the next clip with the old Edomite woman, alright, with her husband and a group of Edomites cheering them on. You know what I'm saying? Tooting it up in public, alright, clean it up, coke whore, alright, you know what I'm saying? These are the people, alright. Then you got the third clip, alright. Shame, 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 shameful spewing is on Esau's glory. That's in the scriptures, alright. That's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 16, which I'm about to read in just a second. Alright, and then the last clip, the Jesus worshiping Edomite, alright, with the spirit fingers. These people are finished, alright? And 2/3 of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are finished as well. So again, I'm going to read this in Ecclesiastes 10:2, then I'm going to hit that Habakkuk 2:16. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Edomites. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Alright, you heard them Edomites. Shame, shame, shame. Alright, it's a shame to be a fucking Edomite in today's world. It's a shame to be an Edomite, period. If you're of the stock of Esau, you're numbered to destruction. Alright, Obadiah 1:18 is going to be your undoing in the end. Alright, so enjoy your blessing, devil. Alright, because you're falling from heaven, as it tells you. What is that? Isaiah 14. Let me see. Heaven is a condition on the earth, alright? As well as the heavens up above, but Esau is in his heaven right now. He's ruling the earth. Isaiah 14:12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Alright. You're falling, devil. Alright. Let me jump down to verse 21, because this is what's coming you devil's way. Isaiah 14:21. prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, Creepo Joe, his son Hunter, and the rest of you devils. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and the son and the nephew, saith the Lord. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.